welcome to
Griffey. Oh my goodness. Maurice Griffey.
Okay.
And we had one baby, and I was several months pregnant with the second one.
Okay.
When we caught the train in Fort Leonard Wood, rode all day, and got to Plainville, Kansas. And somebody by the name of, not Clark's, that took us from the train, when we got off the train in Plainville, to Nicodemus.
And why were you going to Nicodemus?
Because the homecoming was coming soon, or was going on, and we went there for the good times.
Okay. Now, was your husband family living in Nicodemus?
No, my husband was in the CCC camp, which is the conservation camp there, and he was stationed in Parsons. Is how I met him. Okay.
And when you got to Nicodemus, you was going for the homecoming.
Going for the homecoming.
How did you hear about the homecoming?
Through him.
Through him.
He knew it was going to be. I didn't know it. I didn't know it at the time.
And how did he hear about homecoming?
He was born and raised there in Nicodemus.
Oh.
But he was in college down in Kansas.
All right.
He was going to college.
All right. So he was born and raised there. And who's his mother?
Ola Wilson was his mother.
Okay.
Henry Wilson was her husband.
Nice. Okay.
And they had a little farm. Oh, at that time, no. It was in the Grove.
And the Grove was?
The Grove was, Ola Wilson's father owned the Grove.
Okay.
And he lived there in outside of Nicodemus.
So is the Grove heading towards Stockton, or was
It was heading toward Hill City.
All right.
And he was remarried because the mother had died. Ola Wilson's mother had died.
Okay.
And her father had remarried. And he married what was her name? Scruggs. No, what was her name? It wasn't Scruggs. It was Ollie B. Scruggs was who I knew her as.
Now at the Grove, what kind of things did they have at the Grove?
Not too much, but what they had was makeshift from what they could get. They did not have even what they have now. It was not as modern as it is now. But it was very well attended. People still came who could from far out, wherever they were. And everybody in Nicodemus attended it.
So they knew that this was the place to go.
To have a good time.
Have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is your favorite part, or the most thing that you love about going to homecoming in Nicodemus, Kansas?
Okay, what I love is the camaraderie with the people. I love seeing the people and talking to the people and conversing with them. And remembering old times.
Old times? What are some of the old times?
Old times is like when we were down in the Grove. When we were down there before we came up with the homecoming.
The town hall?
Town hall. Before we got to the town hall. We had a good visit with different people. A lot of older people. And at that time, it was a lot of people that are no longer there. And as they died out, married out, or left out, they they were not replaced. Because when you went to the city and found a job, you stayed there and worked and do what you could.
Nice. So why should we continue doing homecoming?
Because we want to keep it alive. We want to keep it because the kids, we want the younger people to know what we went through, the older people went through. That's why we kept it, why we want it alive. We want to keep it alive. I am one of the main advocates that believe in keeping it alive, because I think I'm one of the older people that know how it was when.
Yeah, we're celebrating 142 years this year.
That's right.
So that's been a long time.
Yeah, Yeah, we had great times together. We had great food, meals. And I can name some of the older people that was there at the time are no longer there. I can name them. Like the Reds. The name was Red, R-E-D-D, Mr. and Mrs. Red. And Napews, so many people. It used to be a big place.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot of people, I'll say, not a big place, but a lot of people.
And did they have a grocery store there?
No, they've never had you go to Bogue to get your groceries.
Okay.
Bogue, B-O-G-U-E, Bogue, to get your groceries. Or Hill City. Now, farther on up the road is Hill City. And you'd go there and do your real shopping.
Okay. And then were you able to buy clothes there?
Yeah, you can buy clothes in Hill City, but not Grove.
Okay. And was there schools there, high school?
Yeah, it was a high school, but we was not attendance of the high school there in Bogue, I think. It is now, but it wasn't at that time. And the attendance to Hill City was maybe yeah and maybe no in Hill City in high school.
Now, you said your husband's mother lived there in Nicodemus. What did she do when she lived there in Nicodemus?
She taught school.
And where did she teach school at?
In Nicodemus.
In Nicodemus.
Mm-hmm.
In that little schoolhouse?
Schoolhouse is still there.
Wow.
So you know it's a wreck, but it's still there.
Still there. And what were some of the grades? Was it first grade through 12th grade?
No, they didn't have the 12th grade, I don't think, at that time. But it was a very limited amount that went there to Nicodemus, to school. Very limited. Because you see, as I told you before, my husband was going to college in Hill City. It wasn't Hill City, it was another town. Between Hill City and where? I don't know where he went to school. But he was in college there. And he broke his leg playing football. And he never went back. When he got healed up from the broken leg, he didn't go back to school, which was a downfall for him because he should have went back.
Is there anything else you would like to tell us about Nicodemus before we close with our interview?
Okay, well, let's see. I was trying to tell you about the old peoples that would have us over for dinner. Ola Wilson's old man, and he was quite old at that time. But after he married this young woman, because he had remarried, Mama had died, and he had married Ollie, O-L-L-I-E, and a B, Scruggs. That's all I knew. She had been married to back there in Kansas somewhere. I don't know where he found her, but he found her. and he was
Was he a farmer there? in
yeah,
Nicodemus?
and he owned a lot of land and he had a lot of old property. Well, I don't know whether he had that much, but he seems like he split it up when he married this other woman. Seemed like that's what happened to that land family, because I think that they just had 2 children. My husband's mother and the sister, her sister. The sister lived here in Denver, but she stayed in the country.
So do you go back to Nicodemus for their homecoming?
Every time I can get a chance.
Oh, okay. Well, Velma, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. It's going to go, of course, onto our website, and we're going to just have all these stories together.